Good morning, folks. George Adventure here. I just wanted to get on here this morning. I just talk a little bit. I woke up about 3 something this morning, laying there thinking about some of the things that's went on last couple of weeks. The state of our country, the state of America. Look, I'm 65 years old. I've seen a lot of stuff. In this went on over in my life, and we as a country, we as a people, we try to figure it out. We get all the opinions from the media, we get all the opinions from the pundits, from the experts. We get all these opinions. Why, what we got to do, and why is this happening, and it's just gotten worse, and I believe it's going to get worse. And I'll tell you why. It's pretty simple. And you can see where I'm walking around. You can see, and you can see why this is happening. Why our country's in the shape it's in. Why we have all this sin and this evil stuff just running rampant. God created all of this first. He created all this first. Every bit of this. Man didn't make none of this stuff. We didn't make this. Man can't make this. He didn't. We didn't make nothing. We didn't create nothing. We did not create nothing. We didn't create that right there. The Creator created it. God created it. The sovereign God created it. God of the universe. The God of America. The God of the world. Our God. He created it. We didn't make it. I asked a guy one time, I said, do trees create trees? Can a tree create it? Can a tree create itself? I didn't create myself. God created me. God made me first. After he made everything else, every animal, everything that creepeth on the earth, the fish, everything, all of this. God created it. And then he made man. He made me and you. Made man in his image. In his image, he made us. Okay. And then and that's in Genesis if you want to read it. Then he made woman. He made the woman next. And he put man and woman in the Garden of Eden. And all they had to do was take care of the garden, not eat of the tree of life. But they did. That's what they did. Satan came in there and convinced them to do it, and they did it. So here we are, 2025. September 2025. We had a horrible event last week. So we're back to saying why. Why did this happen? It's easy. We've turned our back on God. This country, this country is special. God created it for a reason. There's a reason the United States of America has been so prosperous, been so strong. But we're now you know, we're in a place, we're in a bad place, y'all. We're in a bad place. So why? We've been going down this road for a long time. We just been so busy with our lives. I don't need God. I got money. I don't need Jesus. I don't need Jesus. I'm doing great in life. I'm gonna do some TikTok. And I'm gonna do some. You know, I'm gonna do some cheating around on my wife, and I'm gonna lay with men. I'm gonna lay with a man. I'm gonna sneak around on my wife. Because that's what I want to do. It's all about me. It's all about me. To me. Our country is we've turned our backs on God. That's what I'm trying to say. We've turned our backs on God. This country has turned its back because we're all about us. We're all about what we want. Quick satisfaction. Whether it's money, TikTok, Facebook, a new car every 2 years, a new house every 2 years, just as long as we're happy, we don't care we don't care what we do to people. We don't care what we say to people. We don't care about relationships. We don't care about God, that's for sure. And like I said, we live, and you can see it. You can see it in the media. I see it every day. Haters of God. Haters of God. And we just have a lot of people in this country that hate God, and they don't want nothing to do with Him. They don't want nothing to do with the one that created them, the one that gave us all of this great country. He nothing is possible. None of that's possible. We didn't do that. And I just wrote some notes down. I was thinking this morning. We worship. We don't worship God in this country. We worship things. We worship football team, pro football. We got to have that. College football. We worship athletes. We gotta worship Taylor Swift. Oh goodness, yes. Oh, and we gotta worship these politicians. Gotta worship money. We gotta worship money. That's another thing we worship. We worship money. We're never satisfied. We're never satisfied with anything. It's just the lust. We talk about, what happened to Charlie Kirk. And we got some sexual perversion in this country going on. We got men laying with men. God didn't design us that way. We have women laying with women. God didn't design it that way. He didn't make us that way. We're not to do that. But can I point fingers? Can a man point a finger? Because I'm going to tell you, there's no difference. We sit and talk about a man laying with a man or a woman laying with a woman, and it's against God. He doesn't want that. But He also does not want a married man, laying and committing adultery, laying with another woman. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. Marriage was designed by God. Our marriage was designed by God. My marriage with Miss Linda was designed by God. We don't we don't lay. I don't lay with another woman. Miss Linda don't lay with another man. And that's just as much of a sin as it is for a man to lay with a man and a woman to lay with a woman. So we can point fingers all we want, you know, but you know we have a country that just does not worship God. We've turned our back on him, and I'll tell you, I don't believe it's going to get any better. You know, I think we're and I wrote this down. God gives them over to degrading passion, the perversion of our sexuality, and that's that's one of the places we're at, in this country. We're like I said, we call good evil and evil good in this country. That's what we do, and it's just people are confused, you know. But I don't believe in my heart that things will ever get better. I think if you read in Matthew 24, the Bible is full of end time predictions. And I believe we're in end times. I believe now, we don't know when. We don't know when. We don't know when it'll be. It may be 50 years from now, 20 years from now, 100 years from now. But I'm seeing things, that I just shake my head. I'm like, we've went mad. We've went mad. And we got a lot of evil in this country. I mean, we've got a lot of evil. We have evil, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you turn your back on our Creator. When you turn your back on Him. And, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to, it's just pretty simple to walk with God. It's simple, we got a Savior. I mean, think about it. He loves us so much that he sent His Son to that cross. An agonizing death. An agonizing death. I mean, you're an average man couldn't do it. Jesus did it, and they did it in Him. He did it for us. God did that for us. But now we've turned our back on Him. We've literally turned our back on Him in this country. Yeah, we got a lot of Christians. We got a lot of Christians that are doing things they shouldn't be doing. Fact. All I can do is all we can do, and all I can do is I just have to pray for this country, man. I just have to pray that people will turn to God. And that's what it's going to take. Like I said, if you read Matthew 24, you'll understand more. You'll understand more about what's coming. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but like I said, it frustrates me when I see this stuff going on, this evil. Our country's in a bad place. I can tell you, the devil, Satan, he's happy. He's happy. He's happy. You read in Isaiah, when God basically tossed him out of heaven, and God and Satan fell on earth and destroyed kingdoms. And he's been running around this earth, you know, and doing what he does, but we allow him to. We allow him to. You know, like I said, I'm 65 years old. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff in my 65 years. A lot of stuff. But I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like the stuff that's going on in this country right now. And I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all watch this video, it's time to talk to people. Time for us, all the believers, to get on our knees and pray for this country. Pray for our country that we love. But we gotta love God more than anything. You gotta love God more than even your own wife and family and your children. The Bible says God's first. God's first. A lot of people don't like that when you say, well, God's before your husband, God's before your children. And he is. We're to love him first. We should appreciate all of this that he made for us. All of this beauty he made for us. Look at that. We should appreciate it. We should appreciate all this stuff. He feeds us, he clothes us, but we don't appreciate it. We turn our back on him. We turn our back. That's why we got all this evil. All this evil. And it's evil in this country. Our country's evil. We've turned our back on God. I hope y'all maybe listen to this message a little bit. I'm no preacher, but I'm a Christian. I love God. I love Jesus. You know, I love my country. You know, but I'm very troubled, and so you know, y'all. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm gonna get off of here. God bless.